All right, so Tony and I are going to try to play solo fantasy as a pair. We're going to alternate events. If anything seems that we both should be making a roll, we'll both try to make a roll. Otherwise, we'll be feeding each other the bad events. So, Tony, you got your name on your character, and to start the game, all you need is one trait. So if you would pick one trait for us.
Okay.
Bold, energetic, methodical, or rugged. You do not have any skills to start.
Okay.
The rest will be all prompted by rolls.
I will start off as rugged.
Okay, rugged is good. Doesn't have the tremendous advantage that it has in the other games where you get that extra wound. But let's just start rolling. So I'm on the Hand of Fate, Event 1, and you're going to need probably a 2 die 8 and a 20 die, I think, to play this. I also have a half die 8.
I did not create the D20, but I will do so.
Just create them now. I'll read it out for you. Does a hero have a story arc that demands setbacks and even final failure? Here you are not deciding your own future, but instead have circumstances design and force your reaction. Though many of the encounters below seem very tale-worthy, and better still, ignoble-worthy, none of these Hand of Fate encounters will allow a check of those advancement tests. Sometimes you just don't get experience from glorified exposition here and elsewhere. The first ignobles appear after event 254. So it also goes on to ask what is an ignoble, but both of us know what an ignoble is because we've pretty much wrote the freestyle system. Of worth noting, Tony is vice president of Better Games. We needed a third person in order to sign the articles of incorporation, so he picked up the liability or limited liability just because he was a good friend. And to this date, your royalty's been paid. Maybe a couple of Arby's sandwiches and a trip or two to Gen Con, but other than that. And it wasn't actually a comfortable trip to Gen Con, but it did have some good memories.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Roll me a D20, if you would, please.
Okay. All right.
You get
Let's
the first
start out with a 9. So
a 9.
We're 9 plus 1, so 10.
Yeah. And you notice on next to the 9, it has actually a roll for that D20 to make it simpler to find as well.
10. Here we go. Warning. A herald delivers a speech. You half-heartedly listen to the proclamations. That is until reward is offered for slaying a criminal. Could be easy money, yet the details are strange. You have heard a similar tale. The truth comes like the dawn. This is not a mere crime as is being reported. The events described match those of a story. There's a legend related to a timeline and deaths. You decide to unravel the mystery, knowing magic and monsters are involved. Accept a quest to verify a legend with penultimate event 1786. Go to Bay Forest events.
Let's let you pick that up. So write down in your box for penultimate event that you're going to be eventually trying to go to 1786. You have to use that pen again that struggle with.
Which I'm so good at.
Just type some letters on the page, but each virtual tabletop has its own foibles. And after you put that, and that's about the style that I have. Now it says the next event is going to be, and this event will be mine, go to Fay Forest. Let's see, I'll go off to Fay Forest, event 190, and I'll read. Living separate from man and his plowing, the little folk thrive in merriment. Bowl a bit, drink some grog, be lulled to slumber by angelic lullaby. The fairy folk are amused by you and you by them. Any other person and they would have used his skull as a beer mug, but not you. You are Aja, you are different, important in the prophecy, you are a hero. Mingle among them until only level 6 or less. We are level 6 or less. When you get too high, no longer come and play and hear Puff roar. Treat this whole set of events instead as Garrison Outpost. That'll take you differently. Up to level 6, add a clue point upon reaching here. All right, I will add a clue point. I got little tokens that I will use for that since they come and go so rapidly. And other than that, it says, plus, should you not be on a quest on a penultimate event, I do not have one, Tony has one, gain a random magic ability of the 7. All right, well, that's good. Let me roll a d8 here. I got 1, so I'm going to pick up Conjuration, and I will mark that on my sheet with some scratch. And attempt an ordinary roll to remove a perilous condition. I do not have any. We don't start with any. If you have a quest in penultimate event, it's D10 plus 200. Otherwise, it's D20 plus 190. Let me roll a D20 here, see where I end up. I'm going to go down to 14. And who are these fairy folk that we meet? We have meet the divas. These fae are angry all the time. Oh boy, what did you do to mess to get them all incensed, Tony? They stamp their feet and the ground shakes. You might look at them instead as witches. Angry women throwing a tea party can be loads of fun, but kind of fatiguing. The locals will not enjoy having the fae disturbed. When the fae here get agitated, all the cow's milk curdles. You're going to be blamed for that. Attempt an ordinary roll. If you have the skill of minstrel, we're both level 0, and neither of us have skills. Otherwise, with failure, we're going to gain the perilous condition of flagging vigilance, and that would be me. And we're off to jail. And as I should say, Tony is off to jail. But let me see if I can get that ordinary roll and see if I'm successful on that. At my level, it's only a 7. And I've made that ordinary roll, so I did not have failure. But it's which means I don't pick up any flagging vigilance as a perilous outcome. But Tony goes to event 0967, jailed.
Jailed, getting there almost. 9, a little bit too far. 967. Oh, you've gotten yourself slammed in the clink, of course, in the Huskow, in the guardhouse, the pokey, etc. Lose the magical ability hexes for being below level 6. Well, don't have it, so no worries there. This is not truly a modern penitentiary. You are held in house arrest. You may wander the grounds, typically even dine sometimes with the headmaster. Your clothing and gear is not changed. In most cases, your horse is held in stable for you to ride. You wear your sword as a sidearm. Keep it ceremonial or unsheathed only to fight monsters. You are told rather firmly to stay put. Do not stray nor cause trouble. If you are a known fugitive, I'm not, someone who has fled just as before, you will be held in bronze chains attached to a cell wall deep in the dungeons. You will be unable to leave magically and physically. You may also be just forgotten. There is no right to a trial. There are no rights at all. I appreciate that. Enjoy your stay. If you wish to be a purist or a problem, remove the following 8 swaggering: agile, talking, vibrant, mount, plus, bounding, fantastic, golden, hellish, and knightly blade. Else you can equally assume these are inherent in you or soon retrieve in your escape. Wouldn't be much fun if the mechanics held you here for years and years until you're too old to be a threat. No one should play retired shopkeep. Lose the perilous condition of treasure laden. Don't have it. If you do not already have a penultimate event, I do. An elderly prisoner dies. Oh, wait, do I need to have the quest also? It says have a penultimate event and a quest. No,
the penultimate event is your quest.
Okay.
What we might do here is we may just fiat this since we're playing together, and since we're both in jail together, even though you're making the most significant role, I'll pick up 1849 as my penultimate quest, and I'll give us 2 different quests that we could possibly go to.
Okay, next
1849.
Next event is going to be 967 plus D20. Optional for a character above level 5. Well, that's not us. So 967 plus D20. Why don't I roll a D20? How about yet another 9? That's odd. Okay. So your next event is going to be 975?
976.
Oh, 76. Oh, sorry. For those of us who can add, yes.
Yeah, that's why I put, as I said, the roll of 9 is right next to the in the rule book, so it's easier to find.
All right, that's you.
Oh, no. See, what you'll do is you'll take the major event and the sub-event to determine then what happens to me. And that otherwise you'll be just reading all the exposition like you are. You'll get tired of voice and won't see anything happen to yourself. So,
sorry, I thought we were just going to go back and forth one by one.
Yeah, we will go back and forth on the major events.
Okay, Mythic Enforcer, lordly prisoner needs a protector from the guards and a cadre of thieves. You agree, having little else to do. Yeah, I'll be stuck here otherwise. Though you think the paranoid man has little to fear. Check ignoble tribulation fame. Good. Attempt difficult roll. Success and gain a random swaggering of 20. Go to jailed event 0967.
And we're back at jailed. So
okay.
I would take the next event of jailed, but for you, you can go ahead and see if you can make a difficult roll. That would be a 12. It's a tough roll to pick up a random swaggering.
Okay, 2 come on. No.
But you also check the ignoble of tribulation, so you're on your way. Go ahead and mark that as I take the next jailed encounter. Now, looking at this down the list here, as Tony has already read it, all I'm going to really do is roll a d20 and add 967 here. So I'm going to roll that 17, and I'm going to go down to event 17, which also corresponds to a 984. And forbearance. Spend the time reading. Oh, that's nice. The home of your captivity has a nice collection of bound volumes. These matters take care of themselves when spring arrives. Fall at the latest. Check the ignoble prudence up to level 4. I will check prudence. I didn't want to stay up with Tony. First one to get a level actually wins, I would say, in this little competition, or the first person that kills the other player twice, that his adversary here. And it goes on to say that attempt an ordinary roll, success and gain a random companion of the 3. I need a 7. Here comes my roll, and I got it, and a random companion. I got a half D8 here. I have picked up a wench in jail. Well, that's nice. And better to have a wench in jail than not. And I could flaunt that. Regardless, raise the degree of difficulty on the next action. And that would be Tony's action, that I've raised the degree of difficulty. I sort of neglected our friendship here, I believe. And once again, we're in jail. We still haven't escaped. So, Tony, it would roll me a D20.
Okay.
We're sort of becoming friends in jail. And why do we end up in jail? Because the Fae.
Because we disturbed the
milk
Fae.
to curdle.
Ah, lawless. Very appropriate. Constantly howl, fist fighting, throw food, hurl your own fecal matter. Oh, wow, that's pretty bad. At visitors. You start this as an act, but you begin to embrace an uncivilized life. The prison warden wants you gone. Check any ignoble of your choice up to level 2, not after. Attempt ordinary roll, becomes difficult. If you have trait energetic, I do not. Upon success, go to Hermit event 1597, but failure, continue with enslaved 1429.
Well,
Oof.
Let's hope you make this, because enslaved, that means I roll on the enslaved.
Okay, well, let's roll that 2d8 and hope I can make a difficult roll. I cannot make a difficult roll.
All right, so we're off to enslaved. Thank you, Tony. And but do check an ignoble, any ignoble. I will not even suggest one for you. You should know the game well enough to know which one you would like. But I'm going to go over to, is it heretic? No, it's enslaved. I'm down at 1429. And the horror of our fall is written plain, Kipling. You got yourself into depressing trouble here. Not only are you being slowly worked to death, but your captors are lizard men. Yikes. Stop sleeping so soundly and on the job, no less. Recover and remove the perilous condition of flagging vigilance. I don't have it. Okay, I know. You can't be held accountable for this setback. The random rolls took you into a series of bad outcomes. Got to say, all considering, only a poor player blames his dice. That's editorial by me in this. Ha! So get back to shoveling stink about the muck, harvesting water crescent, and hoping your liver doesn't end up as a reptilian side dish. Check ignoble adventure. I will check ignoble adventure. There's always a plus side to all this. After level 2, you're kind of embarrassed that this occurred. The swamps act as a drain on mana and mystic power. Lose a random magical ability. Easy come, easy go. I am no longer... Couldn't make a difficult roll, huh, Tony? I know I'm no longer can do my conjuration. Let's see. The lizard men also try to melt down your sword and butcher your horse as a meal. Attempt an ordinary roll. Success in your mount race is off. I need an ordinary roll. I don't have any swaggering. This is going to make a big deal of difference, too. Look at that. 3 rolls in a row. My horses run out with all my gear in my battle bag. I do not fail and lose a lot of swaggering. Worse, may still be yet to follow. Of course it will be. Here comes my D20 roll. See what actually happens in the swamp. 13. And we are both technically here. It's just the major event that happens is between myself. The hum of insects, the droning of noise are constant abuzz. Even after the bugs have changed hourly from high-pitched whines to low throb of croaking toads, you still hear a residual white noise of resonance. You have suffered a vicious injury to your ears and hearing. Could it be that the critters now nest forever in your ear canals with tinnitus? Attempt an ordinary roll. Fail, and after this event, you will never be a spy. I need a 7 or better. And I got the 7 or better, so I'm going to eventually shake that off. If you have the skill already, adapt and keep it. Otherwise, you would not get it by going up a level. Continue at Daring Escape. That would be yours, Tony, 0904. Okay. The Daring Escape goes back to you.
Do I have to roll on the Hummethan sex as well?
No, I would say that we should not. Okay. What you should do is probably, we'll cheat this a little bit. If the roll could gain us something, maybe we'll both try to roll it. Otherwise, we'll just go back and forth enjoying each other's misery.
All right, fair enough. 904 it is. Let's get back to 904. 912. Oh, too far. 904. All a matter of time, you might say. Your escape seemed, in retrospect, a foregone conclusion. Well, of course. Is there a prison that can hold you? Not likely. Are there any binds strong enough that you cannot break? Well, answer to both seems no. Magic can't be countered forever, without a lapse. Otherwise, all magic would be ended by those in power. Magic is the great equalizer. Besides that, you are a hero, and heroes only stay captive long enough for the enemy to monologue and brag about their plans. At least that is what you can tell the barkeeps once you get far away. Next event is 904 plus a D20. Let's see, 15. 15. Take cover, hide and wait. Often exhausted and now malnourished, hope and pursuit has spread and split the ranks to cover more area. Gain a random perilous condition of 9. Check ignoble ingenuity up to level 4. If you have the swaggering, I do not have any swaggering. Else, continue with no win dilemma event 1450. Okay.
Well, that's not going to be a good one either.
No.
Okay.
Gain
check
random
ingenuity.
Perilous condition.
That at least is a plus.
Yeah,
and you will gain a random perilous condition if you roll me there's 9 of them. If you roll like a D10 or a D20 and have it, and we'll eventually find the one you want. Or
7. Ruin gear.
Ruined gear. So you've ruined your gear as you were hiding out. And I'm going to go down to the no win dilemma 1490. Is it 14? No win dilemma 1450. And it says, go ahead, throw in the cliche towel, give in, join the enemy. Well, that sounds like me. Will he have you? The mere asking is humiliating. You have reached here because you have questionable resolve. Well, I am low level. You have been racked by the spirit world or your own guilty conscience. It's Tony. Tony did it all. I should say it's Gax. Gax is the one that pulled me into a life of pain and misery. These events are here to say, let go. All is forgiven. You're only human. A guilty conscience is as wounding as any pike impalement. Hopelessness is an illness. Recover and remove a perilous condition. I do not have any. But this comes at a price. Lose a swaggering and a magical ability. Well, luckily, I'm level 0 and have no abilities whatsoever, so... Stop internalizing your greed, murderous impulses, and limitless desire for more. Your tales are scripted with audacity. Let your audience indulge in escapism. Your tale, and it says, however, that is all for a later date. Now you are a sniveling coward, broken and obedient. Well, that does sound like me. Sort of like the green guy who realized that celebrations can arrive without ribbon and wrapper, no packages, boxes, or bags, Dr. Seuss. Check the ignoble prudence. I've already got him prudence. What a waste. I can't double check it. For the Schadenfreude reader, your hardship is not quite over. D20 plus 14, 15, 20. Do you want to roll low or high in this game? I don't think it matters a whole lot, but 20 is probably when I'm running out of ideas on my list here. Ride on, Concord. The enemy places you upon your own horse, a rope about your neck. You should have realized the promise of a scoundrel is no guarantee at all. You recall that gypsy who said you were doomed to hang. Maybe look her up someday and tell her that she has a rare gift. You attempt agile mount as a stunning and stalling tactic. If you do not have this ability, go to mortal hiatus 1408. I should say, Tony. They placed you on a horse, and Tony go to 1408. I'm in the lead. That's 1 death for you. You can mark it under your death count if you wish.
All right, what is that for? I have not read 1408. That's just
Yeah,
guaranteed
1408 is mortal hiatus, which is a fancy
okay.
way of saying death of character.
Oh, okay.
You'll read it in just a second if you wish to score yourself one. We'll make a tally on how many times we die in the hour. I do say that as you go up in level with the rolls becoming easier and having more skills, I can't say the game gets any more fun. I don't mind the challenge, but you do get to see a lot more of the game.
Okay, one death. Mark it with a coin.
He's gonna mark him with a coin.
Oh, death. I didn't see the box there. Death coin.
Well, it happens enough that we added a box to the character sheet, so I wonder what that tells you about the game. Okay. If you're a hardcore player, you would just start over here. And you probably, if you made level 1 as a hardcore character, please write me a letter and tell me it's possible. I mean, that is a... But you're not actually dead. I mean, there's something will happen. So 14 or 8 at your leisure.
Okay. Let's get back to 1408. Here we go. 1408. Go to the light. Your race is run. Yeah, okay. Valhalla invites the hero. Hades awaits all others. Death be not proud. Dawn, death, has a certain as all numbers of the Zaki 20-sided die. Anyone wanting a hardcore experience, roll a new character. You'll be doing so often. Maybe keep track of how far you've got in total events. Don't stop unless you best your last record. Alternately, count your deaths on the rise to level 8 to Victory of Swords. Play on. There's a divine intervention, and most players, characters, and freestyle play have a certain amount of plot armor. Certainly, in computer gaming, you have a graveyard of lifestone where you appear. Dying is no fun. You have many, and you may suffer some character stat loss. You also may end up someplace far, far from where you died. Different face, same soul. Godly transformation or teleportation. Tell your own story and live conceptually with the outcome. Not to get ahead of myself, I almost forgot to ask, do you have a companion of 3? You may lose one as a soak-off. I do not. Someone else does.
I actually have a companion, so if you wish, we both can go to Imminent Doom, Tony, and we can lose the wench instead.
Okay.
Sarah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say let's do that.
Whenever you can lose a soak-off in a freestyle game, you should do so. All right, we're gonna go to Imminent Doom. How bad could that be?
Sounds good.
All right. It's off to 232. At 232, I move up to that. Technically, you did not die. You could take that coin off, or we can keep track of it anyway. I think I appeared the first time I ran this up to level 8, 10 times I hit the mortal hiatus table. It gets quite brutal as time goes on.
Am I continuing or are you continuing?
I think you got the death one, so I go to the next one here. The major categories, anything that's got a picture, I say, we'll probably swap back and forth. You are close to a goal and peril awaits, and a peril awaits your knock. Dwell not on where you are or how you reached here. This is part of the quest, should you have one, and we do. The secrets of man are more intricate than of monsters, and the intrigues are surely more dangerous. Yet combine the two, you get certain doom. The campaign is about to transform dramatically and terribly. Attempt an ordinary roll to remove a perilous condition. I don't have any yet. If you have an active quest, this is where it gets nice. We do have an active quest. I have one and you have one. You have reached the climax. Regardless of your tally of clue points, go to the penultimate events. So I'm going to send you off to 1849, Tony, if you want to jump up to there.
Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Sorry.
Erase it for me.
1849. That's way down there. There we go. Magical discovery. You've reached a place of fabulous wealth and riches spawned and concealed during ages past. Fill your pockets and sacks. You'll leave here filthy rich among other realities. Eventually, your gold crosses other people's palms, leaving you just as melancholy as before. Optional and end things here. Go to short-lived contentment event 1282. Still looking for more? Yes, a true explorer. Many games you'll count money. Where to start with that game mechanic? No lecture here except to say coins will not change your character. In fact, treasure laden is a perilous condition. Still, buying an inn, owning more land, never having to borrow from Shylocks, Electrum is nice, and a filthy lucre. The quest ends here at golden riches, more abstract than a step up in bank account. What would be banking in a fantasy world? Goblins in three-piece suits lording over dragons in chains. Don't keep a tally of gold pieces. It's fucking stupid. To the hero, if he gains too much, that's a penalty, i.e. perilous condition, treasure laden. Can't say that enough. The wise will balance great power and monetary contentment against the torment of a new enemy portable wealth will attract. Having a legendary relic only places a target on your back. Your sleep had better be light, as every ne'er-do-well of ambition wants what you have. You give the object a name and describe the beauty that just makes the outside desire initiate more aplenty. Sure, show off your accoutrement to taverns and at court, flaunt your ownership and see where that leads. Yes, secrecy may be better. Yet here it is, magical treasure. Rather than make a list of gems categorized by kind and cut and clarity, the game equates the quest for arcane opulence as a blessing. If you've taken a trip across fate unknown, you may be familiar with that game mechanic. You will only leave this table with one great gift. Call it the magic of a relic you now possess, or more, the exchange of trinkets for minions, for power, and for reputation. Same difference, it's a blessing received. Any of these blessings will wane by advancing a level, so it's short-term aid. Did you lose it? Was it the magic spent, or a +1 winky rendered quaint by growing physical and magical prowess? Mostly, wealth is slippery to an adventurer. Only once you retire, you can manage your nest egg as a rotund clerk, the sword dragon slayer hanging over the mantle. Is that now? Are you ready to set the character aside? Start over from scratch? Usually no. In each event of this section, you will be offered a blessing. Assuming you already have one, you will choose to keep the one you got or swap out the new one. You're on the honor system. You only get one at a time. Watch out for fate unknown, which starts by removing any blessing and then randomly giving you some other boon. Should you have the penultimate event of 1849 by hook or crook? Okay. You have reached the end of the quest. Win or lose, 0 your clue points, and penultimate event location.
That would be me. I did that.
Okay, be careful what you wish for, since a man truly fights for what he lacks the most. Next event, 1849 plus D20. One last point of order. These are never solo affairs. You will find and gain treasure, but you do so with the help of dubious hirelings and interim cronies, best left undescribed. Goodly knights do not undertake these quests, and a certain dastard element is implicit. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave I am. Shakespeare. Okay, so
in this case, the dastard you're accompanied by is me, the guy that tried to sell us out to the bad guys and ended up getting you almost killed. Roll me a d20 and let's see what sort of great and wondrous event we have generated here on our quest end.
Okay, yet another number 9.
Yeah, that's a lot of 9s.
Okay. Master of the Key. This is not a good result. Well, of course it's not. The vault to the best treasure, the items of any significant value, is located but seems impassable. A block with a bizarre keyhole. A pattern warrior dangles the key. You know better than to immediately make demands. Check your noble prudence towards advancement. The key master will be convinced to hand it over or be tricked into doing so. Still, twists and mockery, the heavenly watchman decides you are not worthy of blessing. Of course not. Not only do you lose any blessings you have, but make a note that next time you are sent to Fate Unknown, event 1387, you instead shift to mortal hiatus. Oh, great, death. Perfect. This is a great one.
I think it's good that you rolled on this one. That 9. What an ugly roll. Okay.
Further here, attempt tasking. Oh, God, a tasking roll. Yeah, that's going to happen. If you have the skill of pickpocket, the roll is treated as automatic. I do not have any skills. So upon success, go to Shroud Best Trinket List, event 1866. There is considerable extra reward. But with failure, the Keymaster laughs, opens up a looted vault, continue with Test Bravery, event 1860. The Keymaster, as a divine test, disappears either way.
And that would be my event, since we're alternating whenever you get to the 5 main quests at the end, there's a lot of jumping within that category. But okay, let's find out if you're going to send me to Test of Bravery or to Shroud the Breast Best Trinkets.
So it's merely a tasking roll, so 14 on 2
It's only merely a 14. I've seen you roll 14s.
Oh, 13. Just like I taunt you a little bit.
That was close, but okay, so I'm going to go up to Test of Bravery. You checked off that ignoble for yourself. And the Test of Bravery, this is a jump within a category. It will take me to 1860, just a couple up. It's an equivalent of a roll 11. Test of Bravery. You must fight for the treasure against an outside group who have arrived right before you. Maybe not true delvers, but they are impressive. Settle this challenge, which could happen by you scaring them off or agreeing to a 60-40 split. Check the ignoble battle. I will check the ignoble battle. I'm on my way. I got 3. I think you got 3 as well.
I actually have 4 now.
You have 4? Wow, you're almost halfway there. And check the ignoble battle, and your blessing is Herculean physique, so that you ignore the perilous outcome of treasure lading. I am going to take that blessing of having Herculean physique, and I'm going to just put it in my box that I have, just so I remember it. Back to pen. And it says, if you have it now, cancel it. I don't. If you gain it later, ignore it. Further here, attempt a difficult roll to gain a random swaggering. I think we both can try this one, Tony, since it's within a subquest. I'm going to roll looking for a 12, and I did not get a random swaggering. And for you? And we're both still very inept at our game mechanics. If you have the skill of Bowman, this roll for swaggering is treated as automatic success. I'm not a bowman. But the next event is 1860 plus a D8. Little math involved. And that event is yours, Tony.
Okay. So where are you sending me then?
Well, let's find out. 1860 plus a D8. I take it you're making a single D8 with a die roll.
Oh, I thought you were going to roll it.
Oh, no. Okay. Would you like me to make? Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we were rolling for each other. How about a 5? Yeah. 1865, the end of the Civil War.
1865. Interesting. It's 1865 ends up says roll 16.
It does, because on the initial D20 roll, it would put you there. Okay. I'm try to make that at least simple. Otherwise, when it's again, it's for the 5 quest generating events at the end of the tables. And there's hope that maybe someday we can expand these out and make dozens of extra quests to end this game. But for now, it is Fritter the Windfall. That doesn't sound the best of things.
Fritter Windfall. A better life becomes a possibility. You will enjoy your status as a gentleman, a philanthropist, a scholar of literature and the arts. Yeah, that definitely sounds like me. Checking noble desires towards advancement. Your blessing is to be artful as you become a jack of trades. Keep track of your skills, 1 per level obtained. Any blessing may not last. Yet, while you have this blessing, whenever the event redirects or offers change for skills, consider yourself meeting the requirement of all 8. You must decide whether to continue with Perilous Condition Wanderlust or Treasure Laden. If you already have Treasure Laden before your choice, go to Mortal Hiatus, Event 14. Otherwise, continue with Short-Lived Contentment and Event 1282.
Well, point of order there. Why don't you pick Treasure Laden, and then by my magic ability blessing that we ignore Treasure Laden because of my strength, go ahead and pile it all on me. Okay, and then you will pick up the fact that whenever a skill is required, you automatically have all 8 of them, Tony, which is nice. And that lasts until we die or get tossed into Fate Unknown or go up a level.
Okay, well, is this actually a real blessing that is considered?
Yeah, it's a real blessing. You can either write it down at the bottom. I have a little scratch pad that I pulled up in Epic Table that I'm keeping track of the stuff on.
I get sent to 1408 then, based upon my last.
We are not actually treasure laden, before the choice.
Okay.
In fact, we will never be treasure-laden with my blessing. So instead, you're going to send me to short-lived contentment. Thank you very much for giving me an easy life there, Tony.
You betcha.
And I'm going to jump over to that. That takes us out of the little mini quest. And a jeweler's places in your palm, one by one, a series of rings with aquamarine stones. None of them fit over your knuckles, but the merchant says he will measure and widen the bands. Maybe another week. Life is good. You should know better not to retire too soon to NPC status. Gain one random perilous condition of the 9. Let's see what I got. I pick up, give me a die roll here. I got a D10, don't I? I'll roll a D20 and then have it. It's a 7. 7 would put me as well. Ruined gear. Boy, we need to start getting a tinker skill here and taking care of our gear. Yet add one more perilous condition for being level 7. No. Lose a random swaggering? No. All this is ugly. Whenever you just retire on the job, you don't get anything. Lots of penalties. Many a hero has a fine origin story. After that, how does he fill the idle time between conquering each enemy, tearing an adversary up by the roots, thus taking from him all that he has? Genghis Khan. Life is quite good with coins in your purse and a gentle breeze over the fields. Of course, your idea of contentment will vary. I should have missed that wench we had. What does change from hero to hero is the countdown timer. No hero gets to enjoy his life. Have you heard the bards sing of the Battle of Burnaburn, or Wife's Lament, or Child Maurice? No, they've only been around for 1,200 years. At least here is a good place to add to your abilities and rid yourself of irksome banes. When the breeze shifts, you'll be back on the waters or riding toward the smell of victory. Next event is 1282 plus a D20, and it is mine. I go to 15. And yeah, you notice there's also like a wingding on the end of that. There are advanced rules on incorporating those in the game. We won't go to the advanced rules today. And 15, it says indolent seduction. Boy, I'm a playboy here, ain't I? Entertain the neighboring lord's wife or daughter or both. This infidelity is not going to just happen and be forgotten. Something about a dish served best cold comes to mind. Check the ignoble desires. I do need desires. I'm staying just a step behind you here, Tony, but I'm going to try to catch to level 1 like you. Attempt an ordinary roll to remove the perilous condition flagging vigilance. I do not have it. I have ruined gear. Don't have that. Then the same roll on success gains a companion wench. Okay, ordinary roll. It's a 7. Oh, I don't have a wench this time. Oh, my. But we're going to continue with your trial.
Great.
Okay, I guess you got
you and your wenching sends me to
yes,
trial.
799 you go off to, Tony.
Yes. Back here, almost there. Trial, $7.99. You're under arrest and charged with assorted crimes. Okay. Check ignoble tribulation, fame. I already got that, darn it. Most of allegations are vague or fabricated. If they only knew your real crimes, they might be too scared to confront you. Why can't you just fight on and never surrender? Oh, I've read that one before. Dramatic license and a curiosity to hear the evidence. How did this occur? Were you taken by surprise or dutifully surrendered to the judgment of another? There's much that you need to decide in your character story, how you react with violence and to violence. Above level flying gained a random perilous condition. That's not me. Assurances may have been made, but the tide shifts, and now you stand accused. Lose the magical ability illusions? Nope. For being below level 6. Did they take your sword, sell your horse? Not always. Hardly ever. You have allies who may hold and trust those swaggering ones, which suggest tangible property.
That would be me.
Yet you have 3 choices. Fight, Mortal Hiatus, Event 1408, ooh, that's tempting. Skip, Bond and Run, Wanted Man, Event 1471, or let the wheel of cruel justice spin to see how a verdict is rendered. Next event, $7.99 plus D20, optional. Spend a clue point, don't have them, and go immediately to backwater event.
Point of order, I will say, if you decide to fight, the person who dies is me.
Yeah, I know. And
it is a nice payback. The same way, if we decide to skip Bond and Run, I'm the one that's rolling on Wanted Man. But why don't you just try your fate in the cruel courts here?
I want to see what's going to happen to you. Let's roll a die. Let the trial, the courts decide with a 13.
Okay, let's move down to 13. Read it out.
13. Oh, what are they? Oh, sincerity. Red's character takes full responsibility for his actions. Oh, nice. You say you're sorry and you wish you could do things differently. You ask if there is a magic powerful enough to undo your crimes. You are at the mercy of the court. My punishment is deserved. Yes, it's good that you've accepted such things. Attempt a difficult roll. Upon success, go to no-win dilemma, event 1450. But with failure, go to torture, event 820.
And neither one of those is very good. A difficult roll, you need a 12 to keep me from going to torture, Tony.
Okay. Oh, a 9. I think you're going to be tortured.
All right, let's see what happens at torture, and that's always fun. 820, the world has men far more ruthless than you in character. Lose the magical ability demigod, and I don't have it. Any injury should heal. Do you know your oppressors? Do that? Well, I'm sure they're probably the Lord and the father and the husband. Did they punish with a cruel instruments as the only goal, or do they want to hear words confessed or a secret revealed? Depending upon what came before, you need to construct the who and why of your torment. I think we know the who and the why of my torment here. To the hooded sadist holding the brand, he's having a good time at your expense. If you want revenge specifically on this underling, the next time we generate taverns, we're going to go to Nemesis and Repose. And I think we're going to take that option because, we can't have a guy burning me and then see him in the tavern later and then decide we're not going to do anything about it.
That's a nice way. Hey,
that just does not sound like us. We tend to hold grudges in our games. Let's see if it says, but here and now, not now. You must suffer in silence or screams, endure, even by magical means. Check the ignoble magic. That's good. Anytime you can check an ignoble, even if the game is sort of crapping on you. And I'm at 5. I think I moved ahead of you, did I? No, we're both tied again. But let's see what it says. Should you be faint of heart, you may wish to skim the narratives that follow. I'm not faint of heart. And go to mortal hiatus. Well, I should say send Tony to mortal hiatus. Otherwise, to receive the full effect, a D20 plus 820, a Rogue's Gallery of Evil is presented. Let's see what evil torments I'm inflicted with. 9. Oh, the rat torment. Oh, right out of 1984. You are shown a steel gray cage. You will stop being disagreeable. You are scolded for stubbornness, being contrary to the natural order. The cage will be strapped to your face and rodents will be placed inside. Wow, this is graphic. Shall we leave the rest to your imagination? Please do. Attempt ordinary roll. If you have the skill hunter, like that would help, the roll is automatically success. Upon success, gain a random magical ability. Regardless, the terms of your later release appear quite reasonable, considering go to Pledge of Fealty. Now, you're going to go to Pledge of Fealty 1135, but let's parse this. An ordinary roll to gain a random magical ability. Why don't we both try this? I think we should both be subjected to the rat cage. I made my roll, so I'm going to pick up. my conjuration again. It was only lost to me for a bit, and a 7 or better for you.
Since I had the skill, like when it asked for if you have a skill for a roll, I had all 8.
Yes. So if you have the skill hunter, you automatically have the skill hunter here. In fact, you're the one that stepped forward and said, I will take the rat cage. I know how to deal with animals. And you pick up which one? Roll me a D8 or a D7 here.
D8. 7.
A 7. You are now pyrotechnic. You are Tim the Magic Fireball Man. It does not have our favorite necromancy here, but it as we said, it is a children's game with rat cages being placed on people's faces. How about you go to Pledge of Fealty at 1135?
1135. There we go.
Did I say 1135? I'm trying to find it myself. Here, I found it.
10, 86, 11, 13, 32. Okay. Pledge of Fealty. The nobility wishes to officially make you a member. Well, of course they do. Often this occurs through marriage. The daughter of a baron lose any companion wench for being below level 6.
You're going to probably have to marry the daughter I despoiled here.
Well, that's okay. These things happen.
Yes.
You would become one of his heirs. He undoubtedly has many. Few have any notable lands or appointments. Of course, that endgame complication is not one scripted in this adventure set. You wish to retire to a farm that would end your advancement, perhaps any motive to play. You may decline immediately, go to Hand of Fate, Event 001, or swear to the Lord your yearly service. There is no separate table for such, but that act should color the narratives for roleplay. You are bright. You are knight and me hardy. In between, you continue your life with your chivalrous values to protect the innocent and banish evil. Does that include evil in the nobility?
Or evil amongst your party?
Yes, your question goes unanswered. Connections and fealty are crucial to humanity's survival. There is no way to keep monsters at bay without cooperation and sacrifice. The lords expect you're bound to honor their values. You may not be entirely virtuous, yet in all ways, loyalty is valued above all. Turn the other cheek for them. Kill any usurper lacking a title, the privilege to be called sir. Your pledge causes a change of note. Any moment to support underdog. Any movement to support underdog event 1156 or backwater event 0043 instead goes to mercenary work event 1177. Okay.
I'll mark that for us.
Okay. This lasts until you die in any table. Great. Interpret as you may, since your play of the character is not ever forced to that conclusion. Oh, you will suffer and wish for death. Mortal hiatus. Event 1408 is one of many grim subsets that should count as the end of the lordship state. After that life-changing end, your oath is considered void. Death brings tabula rasa, a clean slate in these mechanics. Could be a good time to retire. Any takers otherwise learn the fate of yourself in polite society, typically short-lived until your small clan of the kingdom is scattered or absorbed by a greater host who see your bona fides as ill-gotten. Why can't you be the conqueror? Again, your question goes unanswered. There is even one more benefit bestowed here. You become immune to one random perilous condition of 9. If you currently have that bane or develop the bane, skip it and ignore the result. Get here 8 more times and roll very lucky, and your character may never suffer those ailments on the tables. Note, your immunity will reset if you ever reach the fate unknown. There is much to track on a character sheet. Yet, if you even become fully immune to perilous conditions, definitely retire your character to a proper home and end this adventuring lifestyle. Why? Because kings are celebrated. They don't go wandering about, Your Highness. Next event, 1135 plus a d20. Optional for character above level 5? Nope.
Okay, so let's find out which perilous condition you are immune to for the moment.
Okay.
And I would just cross that off your character sheet and once you roll it. An 8, and you will never be treasure laden.
Okay.
I'm only not treasure laden until I hit Fate Unknown or gain a level, but you are not. You will never be treasure laden. You probably have a vault that you can keep your riches in until you hit Fate Unknown. So go ahead and just cross that off your sheet, and you have. And let's give your event here. Let's go 1135 plus that D20.
Here we go. A 17. Lucky 17. Okay, stayed recluse. Sniffles, more allergies. God, that's appropriate for today. You shun the civilized outdoors. You detest the upturned farm clay and smell of livestock. Yes, I've had enough of that. You wish nothing more than to be left in comfort to read or smell a clean sea breeze. Check ignoble prudence. Prudence already, yes. Attempt to tasking roll. Great. If you have either the swaggering better valor or repartee, reduce the degree to ordinary. Nope. If you have both, the roll is treated as automatic success. Upon success, go to convalescence 127. But with failure, continue with Fate Unknown event 1387.
Okay, let's find out if I go to Fate Unknown or if I'm going to send to Convalescence as I complain about the fact that the farm that you live on stinks.
It does stink.
And tasking roll. You didn't make that 15. That 14.
Not even close.
I'm going to go to Fate Unknown, event 1387. So when I pop to Fate Unknown, some of the things that are going to initially take place is I'm going to lose that blessing that I had where I would ignore treasure laden, but I may pick up a different one from that. Life gives a few second chances unless you live the life of a fantasy hero. The gods are drawn to your outcome. Any normal person would have the good sense to die. The presence of supernatural, immortal hosts is not a comfort. This aftermath might leave you with memory loss, a horrible disfigurement, having a longing for answers, seeking revenge with no clear path to the goal. You've changed enough that your own mother would no longer recognize you. The Furies weep for you, even as some say they caused this mishap. Zero your penultimate quest and clue points. I don't have any. Any quest you once had is moot. These goals have expired by disinterest or delay. Fate unknown is no way to end the story of a hero. The planets and zodiac here align and intervene. Whether godly gift or divine messenger, you could have bestowed upon you a blessing. Most of these modify the regular game mechanics. Quite frankly, you seem unlucky and could use help. Isn't that the truth? You will only have one blessing at a time. You lose your blessing should you ever reach fate unknown and return here. The blessing also wanes upon advancing a level, so it's short term. The gods are fickle. You are on the honor system. Did you know your character may acquire immunity to certain perilous conditions? Yes, I was once immune to treasure laden. It's true, but when fate unknown hits, these are all reset. All right, D20 for me. Let's find out what blessing I pick up from the gods here. And I rolled a 1, a heavenly titter. The elder gods think you've been gimped and not fairly rewarded for the amusement gained by watching you struggle. Return to event 1387, roll 2 d20, and combine the blessings generated for a single gift. Roll and roll again may even be generated with rerolls. Find those events and continue with Hand of Fate. 2 rolls of blessings for me. I'm going to get picked 2 and 15. Well, 2 is I'm warmed over twice. Your face gains a Janus quality. People look at you from different angles and see different people. Your actions almost seem like now you travel just juxtaposed with a twin. Your blessing is duality, such that whenever you have to attempt a task resolution roll, do so twice. Oh, that's probably one of the best that you could roll. How did I get so lucky?
I'll combine that with 15.
Go ahead and read that out for me.
Glimpse life forge. You hear the ring of a hammer on anvil. You take your place among the multitude and beat on a heated pavement. A kind hand taps your shoulder and informs you that your work shift here has not started quite yet. Your blessing is adamantine. That you ignore the perilous outcome of ruined gear. Ill-kept. Oh, look at that. That's a good one. If you have it now, cancel it. If you
All right, so
later,
I'm not ruined gear, and I did have it now, so I will cancel it. Those were 2 great things that we picked up there, which is really nice. And then we're going to go to Hand of Fate, and this will probably be the last event that we'll do as a pair because we don't want to have a 10-hour video here. But we're going to go up to make your last roll on Hand of Fate at 1, Tony, for us, if you would.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. There was something earlier about the Hand of Fate. I would lose. I think I lose the skills thing once I hit that. I don't know.
I think that was probably. I don't think it was Hand of Fate.
Okay.
I think it was Fate Unknown.
Oh, Fate Unknown. Okay.
Yeah.
A 1. Event Major Domo. You are offered a position as a retainer, a man assigned to a tract of land to perform a general job there. You have the skills and abilities, no doubt, yet you seem not of a temperament to remain long in any static life, no matter the challenges. But for the moment, if anyone asks, you say you are happy. Attempt a tasking roll. Okay, if you have the magical ability Demigod, nope. Upon success, gain a clue point. You do not even need to have an active quest and penultimate event. Go to Dog in the States, event 22. Let's see.
And let's back up 1 second on this before you roll that 1, Tony, because I don't think you get Major Domo there. I think what you're going to end up with there is actually event number 12, because it says in the first part at event 1. First of all, I think you can roll attempt an ordinary roll to remove a perilous condition. So,
yep. Okay.
Yeah, first try to get rid of your ruined gear on a 7 or better.
I do not. Nope.
And you can also try to remove a second or third perilous conditions with your, but you don't have them. And then it says if you have a quest, and you do have a quest.
Which I do, yeah.
Your next event would be a D10 plus 11. So let's put you at 12 and have you re-roll that. I mean, have you reread that.
10. Okay, so 12. Let me get the 12.
Yes, 12.
There we go, 12. Okay, Dying Man. You find a nobleman of some importance, fallen, injured. The wound seems mortal. He tells you the name of his assailant and asks you to bring the man to justice at the end of a rope. You locate the scoundrel at a tavern, drinking and bragging about murder. In mid-sentence, you stifle his laughter and cleave off his head. Nice. Those seeing the deed cower. They will have quite their own tale to tell. You take the head and leave to go bury the noble in a grave marked by the outlaw's head on a stake. Speak no more of any of this again. Attempt ordinary roll. If you have skilled courtly graces, the roll is treated automatic success. Upon success, remove a perilous condition of your choice or gain any swaggering of your choice. Go to growth event 1030. Okay.
And that's where we'll end it for the day. But go ahead and make your final roll here of ordinary to and because you still have that blessing, you do have courtly graces, correct?
Right.
So you're automatically get a success here. So you can remove that last perilous condition, which is probably best. Those tend to redirect you to some of the worst of the tables. And we've already been on one of them. That enslaved table is ugly. And
I'm going to take a swaggering of my choice instead.
You can.
Because it's so difficult to seem to get those. So I will have, as I chopped off his head, it was a fantastic blade.
Sounds great. The blade becomes fantastic as you chop off the head. The best way to get the swaggering are through the duels, and there are two conditions that you get sent to in the tables of well-matched duels. I saw this as well when I first played the game. It seems like it's a slow burner to get going, but once you start getting out to sea or into the army or off on an adventure, you'll find the swaggering come pretty quickly. But okay, well, thank you for letting me test that. I had fun. I thought it was a little bit of a laugh, and I'll leave this up. And if we decide to come back to it, maybe we'll try it again in a week or two or a month. And we could also try it as a group. We'll throw Conrad and Mike in here and see how it works as a 4-player game.
Okay, sounds good.